Okay, so there's been a little bit of dissent in the ranks about the fact that I titled the adventure "The Adventures of the Horribles," and we'll get to that as things move on. But this is the first session, fifth edition D&D live play of the group, and it's a group that's been together for a long time already over the course of the last year. So everyone in the group knows each other except for Jake, who is new. Wave hello, Jake.
Hi, everybody.
And I can see that we have also our dedicated chat room folks out there talking, which is awesome. Remind anybody to, if you're not subscribed to the channel, it's the best way nowadays to get the notifications when we're doing something, because Facebook has been completely throttling all of my posts that try and tell people when it is. So that's the easiest way to do it. So let's go ahead. We are still waiting for Ian McGarty, who says he's going to be 10 minutes late, and excuses that he's in Canada. So, Canadian time, I guess. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody else that's here, though. Jake, why don't you go ahead and start?
Sure. Well, do you want me to introduce my character as well, or
just I am Jake,
okay.
and I'm playing such and such and such and such, because we're going to have to get into the backgrounds one at a time, since we haven't talked about those. So
sure. So I'm Jake. I've met most of these people at conventions through Rocky, but I live in Michigan, work in real estate, and play D&D on the side. So I'm happy to be here.
And what is the name of your character, so I can start with the notes?
I am playing Tanoko Kenjiro, which that's flipped for the Eastern style. So Kenjiro is his first name. He sometimes goes by Kenji.
Okay. And you are a Aasimar Paladin?
Yep,
okay.
Correct, yes.
All right, so maybe you guys aren't going to be the Horribles. We'll
Time will tell.
Yeah, just you never know. It doesn't take much to corrupt a paladin these days.
No, it really doesn't. That's true. Okay, Gabe, introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Gabe. Let's see, if we're talking about backgrounds and stuff, I'm a geologist, or at least I like to think so. Yeah, that's it. I'm basically I don't have much relation to the RPG industry. I'm just kind of funny, so that's why I'm here. And I'm playing Tycho, the wizard. We'll leave it at that for now.
Are there going to be any surprises like the one with your sorcerer who picked a patron that was the major enemy of the party this time around? Or?
Well, I'm happy to know that after 5 and some levels, you still refuse to acknowledge that my character was a warlock and not a sorcerer.
Yeah, whatever.
But, yeah, sure.
Some sort of magic user.
I guess the only thing that I have to say about Tycho is that he is Tycho the Tyromancer, so he's a very specific brand of wizard. He actually does divination through cheese.
Tyromancer would be basically a beginning magic user.
Sure.
Okay.
Tyromancer is divination through the process of cheese coagulation.
Okay. All right.
Is as far as I understand it. So that's the particular method through which he divines.
Thank you for those terrible puns.
All right, cheese coagulation. And so we've gotten the chat room is still working on the fact that you're a geologist as well. So
well, it's a pretty impressive. It's a pretty impressive fact. I mean, I don't want to take time away from the game, but if you guys have any rock questions, just say the word.
Well, Kim's a fan of Gabe's decision to divine with cheese. So
yeah. All right. So Emily, introduce yourself and your character.
Hey, I'm Emily. I am a therapist for kids, and I live in Colorado, very rural Colorado. Everyone thinks stuff, but I live like in the boonies, and it's awesome. And let's see, I haven't met anybody in person except for Matt at North Texas, and I should have met Gabe and Ala, but I didn't. Apparently,
we saw you.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. That's not true.
Yeah, I was about to say
I played in that same game with you.
Did you?
We might not have made an impression.
Far shorter at that point, though.
Okay,
it might have been a very big game, and we might have been super drunk. So
okay. I also have ADHD, so I'm really bad at paying attention to things and remembering things. And and I am playing Aja, AJJJA, 3 J's. And I am a Loxodon, aka elephant, druid. And that's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
Agreed.
What's your alignment? Just out of total
I
curiosity.
am neutral good. Neutral good.
Neutral good. Okay. All right. So maybe you guys aren't the horribles. We'll see. Alla, go ahead. Yeah, we'll see. Alla, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Alla. I'll skip the long description of what I do. I'm an IT manager, so I do programming and I manage people. But I also play a lot of D&D, and I live with Gabe, who is upstairs. In this game, I am playing Ricky, a Kenku rogue. The reason for the name will be explained later.
Is that RIKKI?
It's RICKY.
Oh, okay. So you're not doing a Ricky Tikki Tavi thing then.
No.
Okay.
Something worse.
I love Ricky Tikki. He's the coolest.
Gabe and I have already done a Ricky Tikki Tavi joke. I feel like that would have been derivative if we had done it again.
Okay.
But yes, I am playing a murder bird.
And you're a Kenku. What did you say? Rogue or
rogue? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Ian still hasn't materialized. And there's the coffee. All right. So do you guys have any ideas about how you want to meet and get started? Ian is a turtle monk, right?
Yes, he is.
He really did go with that.
I don't know if he's monk. I think he might be cleric.
I think he did settle on a cleric.
Okay.
I do know he is in fact a turtle, though. He is a turtle.
Specifically, I think he is a Tempest cleric.
And Gabe is our zookeeper, for those of us keeping track.
Yeah, I know. It's in fact, it follows the whole thing about, the world's on the back of an elephant and the elephant's on the back of a turtle, and then it's turtles all the way down. So, at least you guys didn't go turtles all the way down. But you got the elephant and the turtle. All right. Okay, we got a.
Well, can you give us kind of maybe drop us in where are we in terms of location right now?
In terms of the campaign, and I don't remember if you guys saved the maps or anything, but you're on the western coast of the whole map, in an area south of Ozastris, and it's an area that is called the Quechuan culture. And so it's loosely derived off of Northeast Asia, and it's a very mountainous, rocky coast. It's volcanic, and you guys are at the very, very northern extreme of an empire, the Quechuan Empire, that's further to the south. So you're in an area that's still being sort of retaken from ruination. But the Quechuan Empire is actually doing a lot better than the countries around the Sea of Coromandel. It's expanding. So you're in an area that right now is dominated by warlords who are mostly independent of the emperor's rule, and they sort of pay lip service to it. And there are mandarins that are part of the imperial bureaucracy that sort of show up. But they're a lot more kind of like the sheriff walking into the Wild West kind of a situation, more than anything from Chinese history where they had absolute sort of power from the thing. So like I said, it's really, really loosely based on any kind of Asian area like that. I should show you your figure at some point too, Jake, after the break. I'll bring it by. I currently have a grand total of 1 miniature figure. No, 2, because I do have our backup Loxodon here for
you found and got
Well,
it.
Oh, how
Oh,
big did it end up being?
No, well, this one is small. The Reaper figure is about yay high.
Wow.
Okay.
Because it's like an avatar of strength, and then Gabe, this is one of the Wizards of the Coast minis that Ian sent me as the backup, and then Gabe and Ala are going to give me the one at GaryCon. So, hey Ben, so we've got a bunch of awesome guests. We've got Skeeter Green, who is running a small publishing company, and I think is doing a Kickstarter right at the moment. And we've got Gabe's dad, who is in here, who tells terrible puns, and
Hi,
we've
Gabe.
got
Hereditary.
we've got Ben Milton here, Questing Beast. We've got Douglas Zielsdorf, who is, and we've got Kim George, who is one of the loyal fans. I don't see Alberta in there anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that Alberta's here. Yeah, there's Alberta at the top of the.
Yeah, you gotta
thing.
remember to show for that Kickstarter for Skeeter.
Right, it's
Yeah,
called
that's
Crypt
true.
of the Science Wizard. Yeah, I mean, speaking of shilling for Kickstarters, well, I've got one that's probably launching in like 2 days with 3D print stuff, in an Asian kind of a format. City of the Hobgoblin King. So everyone I know is doing Kickstarters this month. It's just Kickstarter month. Jim
Thanks,
Walker.
guys.
Yeah.
My wallet is very upset right now.
Yeah, gotta check that old bank account.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm just gonna throw this one out there. Alla is actually, I found out today, tagged as like a, what is it, super backer. So
Yes.
if you could all just do me a favor and not tell her about her new Kickstarters, that would actually really help things out here domestically. So.
I think if you pay Kickstarter a certain amount of money, they'll take that tag off you again.
you can kickstart the removing of like tags from your name.
Yeah.
And Skeeter is reminding me that Frog God Games is also doing a Kickstarter. It's called The World of the Lost Lands, if people want to look that one up. And just so as not to feel like a pimp, I'm not going to list all of these Kickstarters down in the bottom of the description. We'll just say what they are. Okay, so I've been biding my time, still waiting for Ian. I already did Jim. Jim is no, I didn't. Okay, so
We did yours, Jim
Walker,
already.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that you had one, but we didn't mention the name of it. So
Ooh,
the name of Jim's Kickstarter is Check This Artifact, and it is also live at the moment. So yeah, Crypt of the Science Wizard. And Jim, if you type that name into the chat room, it will show up as well when people watch the video, because I'm not going to take it, download it, and edit it and stuff like that. So so put it in there. So all right, so we've got no Ian. He's been swallowed by Canada, and I've got an electrical storm going on.
I have a proposition. I think our quest is to find Ian.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay,
So
let's do this.
All right. So
Well, I mean, assuming the person who's actually running the game doesn't have better ideas at this point.
okay. Well, no. So here's what we do. Will you guys meet at Ian's monastery, and we're going to say that he's got a monastery because monasteries are cool. So you meet at the monastery, and you've worked together before here and there as agents of the Emperor. How about that? And so except for Allah's Kenku, who has occasionally been hired by the rest of the party, but you guys are keeping the fact that you've got a Kenku in the party secret from the Imperial Mandarins. For fun. And so
it's really handy if you just need to repeat back information, is what I find.
So we've got
like a walking tape recorder.
We've got so there's the monastery, and so it's in one of those places like you see in the watercolors where you've got the very high outcroppings of rock, which Gabe will now explain.
But is it any particular kind of rock? I mean, there's many places where you see just wonderful sandstone spires that, I mean, and you have the monasteries on top. There's a great, just I'm talking my wizard voice right now. There's a great example of this that you see actually in northern Greece, which is just absolutely glorious with all the monasteries
no,
on
not
top.
northern Greece. I'm talking about the
But
Chinese
you can get them in other
watercolors I'm
places
talking
as
about, where you
well.
see the.
Yes. I have no idea which Chinese watercolors you're talking about. I'm sorry. I just
You are kidding me.
He's a geologist, not an art
Right.
major.
Perhaps if I had a degree in art history, I'd be able to
Whoa,
reflect
whoa,
upon
whoa.
the magic. But
Damn it, Jim! I'm a geologist, not an artist. Okay, fine. So that's not going to work. Because we're.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're the same
I'm
type
sure
of rock,
it's
the same sort of
beautiful.
idea, though.
No, it could be perhaps a nice limestone. It's really, I don't know. It could just be about anything.
It looks like they're probably eroded away by stuff. So anyway, all right.
That's what rocks do.
I'll get you a picture of the stuff that we're talking about next session, and you can explain the rocks next session, and that will be something for everyone in the chat room to look forward to. All right, so you guys are assembled at the monastery, where the monk who is known as Moon Lion, who is the head monk at the monastery, tells you that one of their associated clerics, whose name he has forgotten, but he does remember the cleric because the cleric has a turtle shell, and the problem is that he's missing, and so and nobody knows why, and so he wants you guys to go and find this cleric and find out what's happened to him.
Very well.
We'll be like real adventurers.
Do you know where he was last seen?
Yes, he was last seen in a tavern at the village that is down below the monastery, and he was very, very drunk, and apparently decided that he was going to try and float upside down on his shell down the river.
But I mean, my powers of cheese divination are quite potent. But I think it might be best if we actually check the site of his disappearance before delving into such methods.
Also, the tavern will probably have cheese that you could try and coagulate.
Well, it's a hobby.
All right, so you guys head on down. So first, you come down from the high spires of rock that are there, through some bamboo groves that are a very, very deep forest of bamboo, and so it's kind of dark in there. There's shifting shadows everywhere. So you work your way down through the very, very steep path that goes through the bamboo, and then finally you come out from that. You can see the lights, the paper lanterns of the village down below, and you're able to head down into the village, and you find the tavern that's there. It's well lit with blue paper lanterns all around. And you go
wasting time. I'll open the door and allow my friends in.
Okay. So everybody sort of traipses in, and the tavern keeper is excited to see you. There are several farmers and people sitting around at the tables, and so you're able to go in, and he says, "Welcome, travelers."
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello. We are looking for a particular person. He's a cleric from the monastery up above. I believe his name is Pell, is what I understand.
He's also a turtle.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the turtle. I didn't remember his name. Yeah.
Big shell, terrible attitude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, the last time we saw him, he was floating on his back down the river with some booze, basically on the top part of the shell, and he was singing songs.
Does that happen often?
With him? Well, yes.
Which part? The drinking
Yes.
or trying to float down the river?
Well, he's tried to float down the river. Now Ian has just posted to the Facebook group a question of whether he should jump in at this point, and since he clearly doesn't know what's going on, somebody post in the Facebook group that he should come on in. Okay, so Gabe has posted to come on in. So yeah, that's the last time that they saw him.
Well, I mean, I guess. Do you know of any good outlets for the not outlets, but like what do you call that? Where you put a boat in or take a boat out? A place where it's good to take things in or out, like
A landing?
Turtles.
A dock,
That's
perhaps?
the one. Is there perhaps a good landing that we can find, kind of down the river?
Yeah. There's the one that usually where he ends up. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! Is there a particular road we should take, or just along the bank?
Just down along the bank. Yeah.
Well, you've been extremely helpful. Thank you.
So, you guys don't want anything to drink?
Do you have any tea?
We do.
I will take some green tea then.
Okay, so he puts out cups in front of everybody, and pours tea for everybody, and says that will be 1 gold piece.
I hand it over to him.
Okay, so you guys.
Any cheese?
We do. It will be another gold piece for the cheese, and he takes out a sort of a bowl with little cubes of cheese in it.
What kind of cheese?
It's regular cheese.
Regular cheese. Well, okay. I suppose it's better than irregular cheese. I will pay a gold for the regular cheese.
Okay, so it's low quality cheese. Does that make a difference to the?
I mean, is it processed product?
You
I'll
can't make
save
any
it for the
puns off of it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll save it for the magic and not the consumption, because I don't like to eat the crappy cheese. I only like to use that for the spells.
Okay, and it's farmer cheese. So
Hey, farmer cheese is delicious.
Well, yeah.
not this farmer cheese.
Oh.
Okay, so when you have finished your tea, and Gabe, are you still waiting for the cheese to coagulate?
But no, I'll save that for later. I'll just kind of take. I'm gonna have a little bit.
Ah, we've got it. Ed says,
Oh.
I told
Yes.
you he was terrible with puns.
No, that's why we invited him. Yes, it's
posted up
perfect.
that
I'm a
you're
cheese whiz.
You're a cheese whiz, yeah. Gabe wins the game at this point. I think there's almost no point in continuing, but okay.
No. Okay. So let's be honest. Last campaign that we had that we don't really want to dwell on, Alla made really cheesy characters, and I felt like there was a challenge inherent in this, and I had to one up it. So I'm a cheese wizard. Regardless, I'll try some of the cheese.
I've gamed with your dad, and I'm betting he came up with that on the fly, not something that was pre-prepared.
Oh no, he's all over that. That's
yeah. Okay, so
that's all him.
All right, so you finish your tea, and the tavern keeper immediately reaches out and takes the one that was in front of Ricky, the teacup. And then you guys are able to go. So you walk down the river.
I'm trying to decide whether that was racial profiling or not.
Yeah, it was totally racial profiling on that one with the Kenku. Yeah,
it was probably a good choice, actually. I mean, she probably would have walked off.
It's been known to happen.
People walk off with teacups all the time, so.
Especially the shiny ones.
Anyway,
let's go find her.
It wasn't shiny. Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. So
he like dwells on it for like an hour as we're walking along.
Well, you
seems really morose about it.
So Ian, I guess, is still not showing up. So along the way, you hear sort of a rustling off in the bamboo at a distance from you.
Can I sniff the air?
Yes. Do you have any
Right.
particular? Do you have any particular abilities at sniffing air, or are you just
I
sniffing?
do. No, I have particular abilities.
Okay, so you wave your trunk in the air, sniffing the air, and do you have a skill at that, or is that just your perception?
Try and find it.
It's probably a plus perception.
Okay, I get advantage on perception and
Ooh.
survival and
Damn.
investigation that
Okay.
involves.
So you sort of snuffle around in the air, and you are able to, despite the fact that you have advantage on it, really all that you're smelling is bamboo. You can tell that there are 3 different types of bamboo growing in this forest, but you're not able to tell what it is that's rustling off in the bushes.
I will let everyone know there are 3 distinct types of bamboo in this region. You like to know what they are?
No, typical druid. I'm gonna go look through the bamboo, see if I can figure out what's making the rustling.
Oh, God. I will go with him to make sure nothing eats him.
All right, so the 2 of you guys start going into the bamboo. And at that point, Ala, you see that somebody off to the other side of the path has got a very, very long, narrow bamboo pole that you can't see the person who's doing it, but they're sort of, the bamboo pole is coming further and further out, and dangling from the end of it, there's a little shiny piece of tin that's very, very shiny, sort of circling at the end of a string that's out there, and then it sort of pulls backward a little bit back into the bamboo some.
Oh man, Ricky's gonna. Well, Ricky's gonna turn to the elephant, and it's like, type of bamboo, and then like runs after it.
Okay, so you start fighting your way through the bamboo. The other 2 are headed in the other direction toward where they thought the rustling was coming from. Emily, what do you do at this point? Because the kenku's going through the bamboo with its eyes up on, following the shiny.
Experienced shiny bamboo before. This must be a new variety, and I will carefully traipse after the kenku.
Okay. So the kenku gets to a certain point where there is a small clearing in the bamboo, and you see a goblin who's got the sort of fishing wire, and there are 3 other kenku tied up in the over to the side, and their beaks have been tied up with some sort of string, and they've been chained together over where they are, and you need to roll initiative.
This is a foolproof kenku trap.
Yeah.
Yep. So actually, yeah. So you need to make a perception check.
Do you want me to do that, or
you can go ahead, because you're gonna know exactly what happened if you fail it.
Oh, well, my perception check was a 7 because I'm distracted by the shiny thing.
Okay. Yeah, because you have disadvantage on it. So.
Oh yeah.
All right. So so you go into the clearing, and you immediately trip over a little tripwire that's been put down in front of the area where they've been luring the kenku in there, and a net falls down on you, and so you need to make an acrobatics check, and you need to beat a 15.
Oh, it is a 25.
Okay. So the net falls down, and half of you is caught in it. So 1 through 3, it's going to be your head, and that's it. So the top half of you is in the net. You're going to be able to move, but you can't use your hands in anything that's going on here. So now we roll for initiative. And let me know how you all do.
Do you want
Go
us to roll initiative as well, or are we
Well-
too far off the other direction?
You guys can roll. Go ahead and roll initiative to figure out when you're going in the round, but you're going to have to haul ass back there depending on what all happens.
Right.
So, all right. So, Emily, you've been following carefully, so you don't see exactly what it is that's just happened to Ricky up at the front there.
Okay.
And Ricky, you've got these two goblins who are attacking you. One of them attacks with a 10. What's your armor class?
Let me double check. I believe it's a 14.
And the other one, okay, he gets you. So he hits you with a club. He is doing knockout damage here, not actual damage. But so he does 1d6 plus 2. He does 3 points of knocking out sort of damage to you. How many hit points do you have?
8 hit points.
Okay. All right, so you're down to 5 hit points right now as you're fighting the goblin Kenku slavers. And so next is you. What do you do?
Ricky's gonna cry out.
Okay.
Types of bamboo! Like, very dramatically, and attempt to free his poor little claw hands.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll. That's going to be an athletics type of thing. So
Okay.
try that.
Athletics is awful. I was going to wiggle my way out of it.
Types of bamboo.
There are 3 types.
That's the name of the episode right there. Types of bamboo.
Types of bamboo.
How many goblins are there? There's not 3 of them, are there? There's just 2.
You can see 2. You can see 2.
Darn it. Well, yeah, just types of bamboo. Oh yeah, that's a 6 on my athletics to try and
Okay, so you
strike my way out.
You stretch out, your little claw hands, and you pull on the net, and it pulls sort of down around your head, and so you twist it to get out, and you end up with it sort of more wrapped around your neck. So then Emily, you arrive at the situation looking for the types of bamboo, and you find Ricky struggling in a net. There are 2 goblins with clubs who are trying to beat on him and knock him out. What do you do?
First, I'm going to trumpet as a warning signal to the others to come.
Okay, so ba-da, you trumpet.
Yeah. And then I will use my action to. I'm going to use Shillelagh.
Okay.
My club to attack one of the. Can I attack the net? Or can I pull the net off?
With a shillelagh?
Or just as a different action? Can I pull the net off?
I mean, yeah, I would love for you to attack the net with a shillelagh, but yeah, okay, so you can work. Yeah, you can try that. That'll be a strength check on your part.
That's not so good.
You're an elephant.
I'm not strong. I'm a very weak elephant.
Okay.
Strong in spirit.
I'm healthy and wise, but weak and stupid.
Okay.
And ugly.
Oh.
Boy, you guys are not optimized for this encounter.
Well, I mean, we did immediately split the party, so
I didn't think I would be the first to die again.
Not.
Well, they're not even trying to kill you.
Yet they're probably trying to cook me.
no.
They're just trying to hurt him, antagonize Ricky, by poking at him and trapping him and stuff.
I missed the first half of what the question was because of the connection.
Sorry, don't worry about that. I got a 9 on my strength check.
Okay, so you lift Ricky up off of the ground and sort of shake him to try and get him loose from the net. So Ricky's arms and legs are splaying all over the place, and he's going. So
Ricky's just howling boo. It's like,
okay.
boo!
All right, so and you're being shaken in the air, and at the bottom of the round, fighting their way through the bamboo and following the sound of the trumpeting and the boo yelling, the two of you guys, Gabe and Jake, arrive. Roll initiative.
Jacob's on 11, and I'm on a 4.
Okay,
Gee.
and
I
Emily's
feel like
on
I'm
4.
On initiative.
And for the next round,
Ala's got a 13. So the one of them is going to try and continue knocking out Ricky, and he misses. And the other one's going to go ahead and attack Emily. So he takes a swing at Aja, but Ricky is in the way, and he's trying to get around Ricky to hit you, but Ricky is just all over the place being shaken, and so he's not quite able to get around. He swings with the club and misses. And so after that, Jake, what do? You come on this situation that's going on.
Well, I will draw the overly large katana from my back and engage the goblin that is attempting to knock out my Kenku friend.
Okay.
Or really more of an acquaintance.
Okay.
That's going to be a 18 to hit.
Okay, that's going to be a hit. Roll damage.
That's a 14 damage.
Okay, so you step up and with a mighty blow, you slice the goblin entirely in half because they only have 7 hit points. So it's a total samurai move. Blood sprays everywhere, mostly on Ricky, and because and none of it on Emily because she's shaking Ricky, up and down. So you're you snap back to your guard position, and then after that it's Ala. What do you do?
I would like to draw a dagger and try to cut my way out at this point because this netting.
Okay, getting to the dagger at this point, Ian needs the link to the Google Hangout, which is in Facebook. So maybe he can't get into Facebook. No, he was on Facebook. Tell him to look on Facebook. I don't know. Skeeter thinks the goblin gets a death save. No, I'm not doing that. They're monsters die at 0, especially when they're cut in half. Skeeter points out that his vast 5e knowledge overcomes my argument. Okay, so Ala, make another athletics check to get to the thing because your arms are all tied up in net and you're being shaken up and down.
Oh well, it's a -1.
Okay.
So...
All right. So now because of the shaking, you try and throw your legs up so that you can grab the dagger at your waist, but unfortunately it catches your claw feet in the thing. So now you're doubled up, just sort of hanging from the thing like this. Then we go to Emily and Gabe, who are both going in 4. Emily, you go first.
Okay.
Shaking Ricky's not working.
No, but it has served as a fantastic shield for me.
Yeah, it kept your clothes clean.
Yeah. But this isn't working, so I am gonna, I guess, just drop the whole thing.
Okay.
Drop Ricky.
So Ala, you take a point of damage. You're down to 7.
4 actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
4. You have 8 maximum. Okay, so
yeah.
Now at this point, Ian, yesterday you got drunk in the tavern and decided that you were going to try and float upside down on your shell down the river, and you've gotten this is all from your monastery, but there's a tavern downstairs. You had your day off. You went down. You floated down the river to your normal landing place, and so you've started heading back up to the monastery. When you hear an elephant trumpeting in the bamboo forest that's nearby. So there's an elephant trumpeting, and suddenly someone starts yelling, "Boo! Boo!" What do you do?
Well, I guess I'll make my way towards that noise.
Okay, so you see there are some goblins who are apparently being attacked. One of them has been cut in half. There are 3 kenku tied up in one corner of the clearing, 1 kenku in a net that's being shaken violently by an elephant creature, who then throws it to the ground, where it yells "ow" because it's just taken a hit point of damage. What do you do? There's only 1 goblin left alive.
So these poor goblins and kenku are being attacked by a giant elephant?
Yes, possibly.
And a
Now
samurai.
it is,
Yeah, and a
it's samurai. But you do know the elephant is a druid who is often around at your temple. You know that the samurai sort of does missions for the monastery. There is the cheesemancer wizard who has been living off in the bamboo forests, watching cheese coagulate, and also
Divining.
and the kenku is somebody that's been hired by the others for various purposes, working for the emperor or for the monastery or for the local mandarin. So you are familiar with these guys, and they're exactly the sort of people who would rob goblins.
I will look at the goblin, cast command,
Okay.
and say, halt, slow down.
All right. So it.
DC 13 will save.
All right. So yeah.
Save?
So it. Oh yeah. No. So it stops and sort of steps back from the whole situation, and. So he looks at the samurai who's there, and he says, "I am being attacked for no reason, and you guys were going to steal my property." Points over to the 3 kenku that are tied up over there. One of them is wiggling his legs around frantically as if he's trying to say something.
What is the realm's approach to slavery?
Yeah, good question.
In terms of kenku, there's generally kind of a blind. I mean, kenku are kind of spirit creatures.
Okay.
Not quite
so,
people.
And so people are kind of like, the kenku kind of do their own thing, and so it's questionable, that one.
That said, this particular kenku is it's our property.
Yeah,
Well,
That's theft.
but the other 3,
I don't see
they should be given a chance to speak for themselves.
mark on them.
Now the thing is that any sort of slavery is something that a paladin would have trouble with.
Yeah.
I love Calvin.
I will tell him. I'll say to the goblin, if you surrender now and release the other 3, I will let you live.
Okay, yeah. So he says, no hesitation whatsoever.
All right.
Well,
He said the goblin. Says the goblin.
I sheath my sword and I pull out a knife and I go to cut the other 3 loose.
Okay, and the goblin dives into the bamboo and using a bonus action and starts zipping his way off into the bamboo forest.
I like the 5e knowledge drop with the bonus action for that. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Goblins are tricky that way.
Yep.
So I will cut the other 3 Kenku loose, undo the ties that were around their beaks.
Okay.
Be careful not to injure
Tycho
them.
eventually is going to burst into the clearing and be like, "What happens here?" And look around.
Okay.
Where did this Kenku come from?
So the Kenku are they immediately run over and embrace Ricky, who is still completely tied up in the net, and they say, "Ricky, it's you. We've come to find you." And you look at them a little bit more closely, and it's your cousins Farzo, Daryl, and Smee.
Okay.
How big is your family?
Oh, it's very big.
Yes.
Oh, what are you doing on this continent?
We've always been on this continent.
Oh.
We came from the south, because there is a we needed to see you because there is a very, very important quest that the family has been engaged to do, and we kind of agreed to do it, and so we figured that you, probably being one of the sneakiest in the family, that maybe you could handle it.
Yeah. Ricky's an adventurer. Ricky will do it.
Okay, so they what, anybody else reacting to the whole?
Where can we find Ricky?
In the
Ricky's that one right there. Yes.
Point
Ricky.
at Alice Kenku, and that is Ricky.
The one with the sort of unsavory expression. That's Ricky.
Referred to itself as Ricky too?
There's nothing
Kenku.
that can be done.
Well, I mean, I suppose we can't stop her from going, or stop him from going.
What quest is it? What is the quest?
there's a tower of an evil sorcerer who has been sending out goblins to enslave enslave Kenku, and so there are several Kenku that we think are being used for strange experiments in his tower.
We shouldn't have let that one go. He could have been useful.
He might have got easier to the tower.
I suppose there's not much to be done with it at this point, but
Do you want me to chase him down?
You're a turtle.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude,
Yeah.
but
Yes. No offense intended.
yeah.
You do not look to be the speediest sort.
Let's not make this awkward.
Slow and steady.
Yes.
Not against
Wins.
goblins, though.
Perhaps the next one we come across, we can apprehend and question.
Because goblins are, panicked, rapid, and steady.
I guess Kenku as a collective. Do you have any idea where these Kenku are being taken to? Like where the locus of this evil is?
Yes, we have a map.
Oh, well, that would be very handy.
Okay, so they hand over a map, and it literally looks like chicken scratchings all over the top, all over the front of it.
Right. What does this mean?
Oh, it's right there.
Right. So
You can't understand.
Ricky is able to point off to a mountain that you guys can see in the distance.
Tycho is going to kind of hold up the map, look at the mountain, look at the map. Okay. Yeah, sure.
It does look slightly like cheese curds.
That seems
Oh,
really, really far.
I agree. We should probably go back to town and buy some supplies before we depart.
All right, so you guys head back to the town. You're able to get back to the path where Ricky was lured off by the shiny object, and you can go back along there, and you get back to the town. Now there is sort of one of the Mandarin, frontier Mandarin, more like sheriffs, who does have a building in the town, and then there are several different shopkeepers who could sell you, pretty much anything that you need from there. It's a goodly sized place. So, what is it that you guys want to assemble before heading for the Tower of the Evil Wizard?
Wow.
Well, I'm going to stock up some cheese.
Okay, so you start up some cheese. You fire it up.
Sorry, Kenji, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. I was just curious about how long of a journey it would be.
Oh, you figure it's probably about a week.
About a week, okay. So then I would like to purchase just some rations.
Okay.
And I don't think I have any money for anything else.
Okay, so you're able to get yourself a big pot of millet that you can put water in and boil it up.
All right.
Anybody else?
I actually have an iron pot. If you want to buy a bag of millet, that's cheaper.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Can we get a fancy Costco?
If everybody wants millet, you can get a group discount on the millet.
I can't be eating all my components, but I will be able to supply some cheese to the pot.
Okay.
Perhaps a bit of, maybe we can get some leafy greens as well. I mean, seriously, people.
Ooh.
Okay, so the Loxodon, Aja, you can eat bamboo shoots. So
I can find us plenty of leafy greens.
Okay, I apologize, Emily. What is your character's name one more time? I think I must have just blacked out the first time.
Aja. And I'll type it.
How many A's is that?
No, it's 2 A's and 3 J's. Come on, man.
There you go.
Oh,
it's a palindrome, if that helps.
Jeez. Aja. Okay. Perfect.
It's a palindrome of 2 letters.
Right.
While we're in town, Ricky's gonna reach out to one of the healing types and point to these big lumps that he's got on his head, and he's gonna pat him and say, "Bam, boo."
I do feel rather bad about that incident. I would like to cast Goodberry and actually I'll distribute 2 good berries to everybody in the party.
What's the rush?
Ricky, does your face hurt?
And then maybe we should take a nap before we head out.
Okay, so you grab a couple of little bamboo shoots from some of the bamboos growing near the village, and you're able to use that for the good berry. So everybody's got 2 pieces.
Heals 1 HP
and
per berry.
Provides
Everybody's got
food for the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and feeds.
All right, so Jake's purchase of the...
Yeah, but I mean, does it really taste good, or is it just...
I mean, it's just like a single berry, so it might satisfy you, but there's still just kind of...
You just, I mean,
when you eat a salad and you're like, I could really go for some bacon right now.
Yeah,
it's nice to chew on while you're hiking. Which, I mean, that said, if there is evil wizardry about, or I'm sorry, evil sorcery about, let's not confuse the two. I think we should probably be immediately on our way.
It might even be a warlock. You don't know.
Oh, those despicable things.
Agreed. We should depart soon, though.
Okay, so you guys are able to sleep in the tavern, and we're actually in the inn. So you go in the gates of the inn courtyard. They get you guys 3 rooms that you can split up any way that you want to. You wake up in the morning. You're getting ready to set off on your travels. We're at the hour mark. Let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back.
Alrighty.
How's Canada?
Awesome. It was so we did an Airbnb that's like right up against the Quebec City wall, so it was a little trying to get Beth's minivan into the snowy alley, but I managed.
So are you in Canada now, or are you back from the snowy north? Such as
we're in Canada.
Oh, you're still in Canada. Okay.
We just arrived. So we did Total Con
I
last
noticed you had a
weekend.
different wall. So
Yeah, this is our Canadian digs.
Fancy.
yeah.
It works.
So, cheese wizard, huh?
Yeah,
so-
I apologize.
wait.
It's
My
a
thing is-
Tyromancer.
Eastern cheese wizard, like
No.
that?
It's actually so because there is so little kind of dairy produce in this setting. I'm bringing my wizardry from afar
Yes.
to better spread the knowledge. I'm actually a Western cheese wizard in an Eastern setting. It's sort of a cross-cultural exchange thing. I
You
actually think
spread your cheese around.
but such as not so much the cheese itself, because I use that in the conjuration of divination and everything. But I use that in my cast. I actually believe this is going to come off as probably a bit inappropriate, but I think there's a rice wizard that's actually back doing divinations with rice grains. Actually, where it's sort of a whole program. I think that was probably not appropriate. I apologize to
A
everybody
foreign
involved.
exchange program.
Wait, it's
of
a foreign
divination
exchange
wizards?
program. Yes, well, that we have to bring the dairy products, and then they've got their own cultural thing. I didn't mean to cause any offense. I apologize to the audience as well. No, and it actually is a Tyromancer. Tyir. No, that's not correct. Tyromancer. It's a thing.
Is it really?
Yes, it's a historical thing. It's a method of divination, usually in the coagulation of cheese. There is a fundamental principle at work here that I'm utilizing
He
from my
actually
magic.
researched this.
No, I mean, don't.
The lactomancer. Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
The lactologist.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yep.
I appreciate the unique character design.
But I will say that in all other respects, I am an extremely vanilla character / wizard. I have I'm a human wizard with really basic spells. So,
All right, so everybody in the chat, it's time to put your over-unders for how long until me talking really slowly annoys Matt. Well, he's not looking.
I love it. That was great, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty amazing.
Nearly died when it. Yep. That's a fairly high level spell, Ivan. We'll work up to the summoning of the herd of dairy cows.
Polymorph other cheese.
Oh. I don't think you can. I think it would take a true polymorph to turn it into an object.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cheese golem.
We can
Cheese
always-
goal.
Yeah, just cheese golem. Oh man.
No, beer me. I'm still here. Just this way, nobody can hear me drink more beer.
I'm still figuring out how the inventory shit on D&D Beyond works.
If you're trying to buy stuff, you're gonna have to manually take off the value of it.
Yeah.
I understand what they were going for, but I really wish they had like an auto buy option.
Right, where it's like,
Or at least an option to have it automatically deduct the cost.
yeah.
See, what other supplies do you think we're gonna need?
It's I think it's more so what are the supplies we have money for.
Basically nothing.
I'm poor.
Let's see. I do have I did give myself some. I mean, I have basic sundries. I've got rations. I've got ball bearings. I've actually have something fun in mind for those. I think I might even have a 10-foot pole. No, it's just a quarterstaff.
So, Gabe, I do need to warn you. My pet mouse is going to try and eat as much of your cheese as humanly possible in the middle of the night.
Oh yes, well, my pet owl is going to try and eat your pet mouse. So really, I actually until just now I forgot about the pet owl.
You have a
You're
pet
not going to eat my.
owl?
Well, he's technically a familiar.
The party elephant isn't going to like the pet mouse.
Not.
Yes.
Not at all.
He's a familiar, and I believe his name was. Oh God, what I named him something.
Did you say you have a familiar?
I have a familiar. I have a owl familiar.
Named Mouse Slayer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his name. I'm actually going to go with Ed Rotberg's suggestion. His name is Poutine.
Okay. Munster is good too.
Well, I have something in mind for Munster. So
I just enjoyed some poutine, so I approve.
You're just waiting for the oh no, it's a Munster pun.
you should be so lucky.
Okay. All right, so you guys head out from the village, having forgotten to check in with the monastery. You travel for almost a day, and
We didn't forget. I'm just slow to get there.
You're also going in a different direction. All right, so you guys head on toward the evening. You come across one of the rivers that's coming down from the mountains, and there is a very tall, curved bridge that goes over the top of it. Which one of you guys has the highest wisdom in the party?
Probably me.
What's your wisdom?
19.
Okay, so
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody rolled well.
all right, so Emily, you're able to see that poking up from the water on the far side of the bridge is sort of the top half of a face that's under the water.
Can I go under the water and look at it and hold my trunk up and breathe?
Yep. Okay, so you stealthily lift your trunk up in the air and pad down to the water, and you go under the water. And so with the sort of trunk, so everyone else is seeing sort of the trunk periscope moving along. And what you see under the water is a fairly demonic face with horns on it that you're able to identify as an Oni, which you know immediately is way, way, way too difficult for you guys to fight and kill.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly retreat under the water, back.
Okay, so the trunk backs away slowly from the thing,
From certain death.
right, and comes back upstairs. Now the thing hasn't really reacted to you guys doing anything yet. It's just watching.
Let's turn around and go another way.
I'll wave at it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. After a while, because it takes you a while to wave, it's kind of a slow, turtle wave. It comes up out of the water and stands up, with this huge bulk standing there in the water, and it says, "What is it that you do here in the wilderness near my bridge?"
Is there a bridge here?
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
high bridge leading over a waterway. It's probably the only place to cross.
We seek passage across. As I interrupt the slow-speaking turtle. We wish to cross your bridge.
I wonder if I should let you, though. It's a very nice bridge.
It is the finest bridge, and you have done a wonderful job with it.
Thank you. It has flowers around the base of it.
They're very fine flowers, etc. Yes. I don't know flowers very well. Otherwise, I would compliment them on their specific types, but I really have no idea. Can I offer you some cheese?
Very well. You have offered. You have made an offering to the bridge. I will take your cheese. And he holds out a massive clawed hand.
Yes, I will give him. How do you have preference for cheese?
Do you have like a trench coat? Do you have the little?
Well, no, I
cheese?
have some very exquisite varieties of cheese that I use for the special conjurations, and then I have the crappy cheese that I just got from the tavern. If he does not seem to know his way around cheese, I'm just going to give him that shit.
No, he's definitely his eyes. When are you like laying out the cheese option?
No, I asked specifically before describing the cheese offerings that I have. I said, do you have a particular kind of cheese that you prefer? A nice camembert, perhaps, or like a...
give like a little cheese board, like maybe a little wine pairing while we're at it.
And so he says, I like Caramayan mountain cheese the best.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll. We're gonna see maybe like a high number is perhaps I even have that.
Yeah.
But okay, I don't have something, but this is a similar bouquet, and I'm giving him something that isn't absolute shit.
Okay.
But it is actually one of my favorite cheeses. Yeah, this is what I have. It's a nice Munster, but
okay,
nothing of a.
So he takes the Munster cheese, and he goes over, and he says, if you're going to get across the bridge, you really have to feed the flowers. And he breaks off little pieces of cheese, and the flowers zip up these little mouth-like Venus flytrap things, and they eat the cheese and sort of curl backward. And he says, now it should be safe for you to pass the bridge.
Curious. Well, thank you, and I'll bow.
Okay.
And then I will cross the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. I will
Very nice bridge.
Yes.
All right. So Ricky also crosses the bridge, and nothing happens because the flowers are filled.
I'm headed over.
Okay.
Like 5 hours later, and
what is the name of your turtle character, Ian?
Pell.
Pell. Okay, so Pell also starts toward the bridge. What does everyone else do?
Follow along behind the turtle.
Behind the turtle. Okay, so you take a couple of steps, and then you have to stop and wait.
I mean, I have 30 feet of movement around. It's just very deliberate.
Okay, so eventually, Pell and Kenjiro make their way finally across the bridge, and you guys are on the far side, and the Oni slips back down into the water and starts waiting for other people at the bridge.
I'm going to run across.
Okay. You run across. Oh, yeah, you don't chicka. You're an elephant.
Yeah, it's just like
Okay, so you plunk your way across the bridge with your big elephant feet, and it sways. Although actually you're not a super hefty loxodont, as we've discovered already with the whole strength check thing. So
you've got decent constitution.
I'm
Constitution.
healthy.
Hardy.
I'm just not, yeah.
yeah, okay. So, but all right. So you head across as well, and everyone's on the far side of the bridge, and you're able to continue on along the road on your travels. And night is falling, so you guys are going to have to make camp. You come across a very nice sort of clearing in the deep in the bamboo forest. What do you do?
This
Our
is a great
clearing-
place to make a nest.
Seems like a good place as any.
Does this seem like a natural clearing, or like a man-made clearing?
This one's a natural clearing. You're able to tell that.
Okay, I feel safer with that then.
Okay.
I'll get some, as dry bamboo as I can find, and I'll try and make like a nice fire. So I'll kind of pile it up, and I'll just cast firebolt in it until it catches.
Okay. So so you stand there firing away at the stack of bamboo, and it lights up. So you've got a nice warm campfire, and it is starting to get a little cold since you're heading up toward the mountains and the hills. So everyone is grateful for that. Everybody got bedrolls on their character sheets.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So everybody tucks into their bedrolls, and
Should we set a watch order? Because we are in goblin territory.
I would like to
I think that
watch.
would be wise. Yes.
Okay.
Not terrible. If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind either the first or the last watch. I do have a bit of preparation to do, and it does take some time. Both the memorization and the organization of cheeses part.
Okay, so who is on the first watch? We'll divide it into two watches of people being away.
I'll take first watch.
Okay, so Gabe's on the first
Anybody
watch.
else? Who else is with me?
I will also take first watch.
Taiko and Kenji on first watch.
Okay. And the second watch is everyone else, I guess.
I'll take a. Is there a third? I'll do third.
No, there's two. Just two.
We're going hardcore mode.
Two 4-hour watches.
I'll do the
Does
split
that-
shift.
Are you counting that then as like a full rest?
Yeah.
Because normally, okay.
Assuming we don't get ambushed, of course.
Yeah, I guess it would be like a 6-hour watch each. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, let's check in the
Oh boy.
in the book. I'm gonna check the book.
How was your perception, Gabe?
As far as perceptions go, it isn't terrible. But what I really want to talk about is, have you seen this Havard?
Okay, so
It's really quite magnificent.
Man, all of this
Perception,
talk of cheese
okay.
make me want a cheese sandwich.
Yeah, right.
Right?
okay, so in the middle of the night, and it's going to be on the second watch.
Oh boy.
So everybody who is second watch, you start hearing wings, and they flap down and seem to be landing in various places around the clearing where you guys are.
Do they sound leathery or feathery?
Feathery.
All right, I'm going to get my net out.
Okay.
I feel personally offended by this.
The net.
See the bird eyes widen.
Do I notice a smell of any kind?
You've got advantage on that roll, right?
Yes. And I also, and in my background in nature, also might help me distinguish what kind of creature this might
It
be.
it does.
Yeah.
You are able to tell that it is. There are sort of two groups of ravens that are landing in the various places, and you're able to once you smell where they are, you're able to see little beady eyes looking into the clearing.
Mm.
I'll take a step forward and say, "Hi.
Okay, they
Do
keep looking at you with beady eyes.
you need something?"
They just keep looking at you with the beady eyes.
I mean, do I have?
I'll take 5 more feet closer to them then.
Okay,
I'm having
they sort of
character sheet issues, but I might have speak with animals. That boost level spell. If so, I probably took it.
And Ricky's gonna turn to each one of them, like individually, and mimic hi, hi, and so on for I guess however many there are. I don't want to do this like 40 times.
right. Well,
but-
after the very first one, it caws at you. Ah.
Ricky caws back the exact same caw.
Okay. They seem to think about that for a little bit. They're sort of looking at each other, and finally, one of them, makes a different caw. Caw.
Caw.
Okay.
Oh, I do have speak with animals. But
Good, because I don't speak bird.
I'm gonna just slowly keep approaching, like 5 feet at a time until I'm standing next to him.
Okay. So, well, you do that, and they just sort of shift aside a lot faster than you're coming. So, all right. Are you going to speak with animals, Emily?
yeah, but it's cool, so it'll take me 10 minutes to figure it out.
All right. So you start.
And you said I was slow.
So you start incantations to be able to speak with animals, and you're concentrating on the caws that are going back and forth from Allah and the ravens. And after 10 minutes, because the ravens seem they're interested in the cawing noises that Ricky is making back at them, and after a while, you're able to hear that first that Ricky keeps saying, "I'm hungry. I'm hungry."
That's what Ricky's saying.
That's what Ricky's saying, and well, it's also, and then every time that Ricky says, "I'm hungry," one of them will say, "So are we," and then Ricky says, "So are we," and then they're like, "So we're all hungry," and Ricky says, "So we're all hungry," and they're starting to get pissed off.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of them talking about whether what they ought to do is just kill everybody but Ricky and eat them, but they're not sure whether Ricky is also a raven, so they're just going to leave him so that they're not cannibals. Apparently they've been accused of being cannibals in the past.
Okay. I'm going to say, I'm
Nobody
sorry.
wants to be a cannibal.
How about some millet?
Ooh,
Or
millet.
bamboo? You like millet?
Millet's
Cooked or
good.
raw?
Millet's good. Raw.
Raw. Okay, I'm gonna dig around in the millet sack and.
What are you doing?
It's a pot of millet, an earthenware pot that Jake has. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into
I'm
his.
asleep, so
Okay, so you're just gonna ransack his stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stop her and be like, "Whoa, whoa,
Oh, they're just hungry.
Whoa.
So are we
everybody's hungry."
hungry. Yeah. So let's all sit and enjoy some millet together. As
No,
friends.
no. I'll
why
take
not?
the millet.
Ricky says maybe we should kill them. And
Tell
Realize
them,
that we
tell them to go
You're
away.
talking about attacking us and killing us if we do not share food with them, that we could just very peacefully resolve this situation.
They're in the eye of the storm now. I hope they don't awaken it.
They have done nothing wrong. They are ravens looking for food.
Ravens are scavengers.
Exactly. And they're scavenging us right now.
Tell them to leave or the storm will get them.
I am not really comfortable with these threats.
I've moved
When we
back.
could just share
closer to
our
them.
food.
Ricky says, "Eat the turtle first."
And I think that Ricky
Ah.
may be what's the word I'm looking for when you change sides? Ricky's hunger may be driving him to do unspeakable things.
Tell them
Please.
to leave
Have a millet party.
or face the storm.
Wow, we've got a real thunderstorm going on here.
I
Oh,
told
boy.
you. I
Yeah.
warned you.
Well, I'm not quite
I
sure what to
will.
do.
I will begin
not
to. I'll start tapping our Cheesemancer and Samurai with my foot.
I was just getting to the good part. What?
Feed.
All right, so you guys see, this ring of ravens around the edge of the clearing, and Ricky is talking to them, and Aja is sort of listening to what they're saying, but hasn't talked to them yet.
I immediately begin putting on my armor.
Okay.
Yeah, that can't be good. I'm going to cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
No, let me tell you. They're just hungry. All we must do is share some millet, and the problem will resolve itself.
They'll be back
Okay,
tomorrow
Hungry.
and the next day.
And we may have a problem with Ricky. Canoe the ravens.
No, when don't we have a problem with Ricky? I mean, can we just feed the ravens and then
Yes,
go back to sleep? Because
That's
I was
all.
really enjoying my
that's all.
Feeding the ravens
hell,
means they'll be
Garrett.
back again.
With the millet.
What do you propose, Pell? Do you think we should just?
Tell
I
them.
don't even know how you deal with ravens. I can. What?
Shoo.
So there's a very slow shoo.
The ravens are discussing killing us.
That would
Having their own
How
food.
how many of them are there?
Lots and lots and lots. Count them at 2 swarms.
tell
Oh,
them
boy.
that would be easier. And they
I'm
should
not
do that.
going to tell them any such thing.
But I could try to scare them off. I'm sure a few firebolts will send them flying.
Scare them off if you must, but I really do not see the problem with just sharing some of our plentiful millet.
I'll look at one of them and say, come closer if you want it, and you will get something.
Ricky says, "It's a talking turtle."
I'm going to speak to the ravens and say, I am sorry, my friends. Unfortunately, my comrades are feel the need to hoard the millet. However, I can assist you in finding bamboo shoots if you would prefer.
Who currently has my jar of millet?
Ian.
I'm holding it. But a net in one hand and the millet.
And of Aja's squawks back at the ravens, all Ricky squawks back is horde.
Okay.
So I will go over to Hal.
Horde.
I will take my jar of millet from you
I'll hand it to you, yeah.
and step away from the camp a little ways.
Okay.
Scatter some on the ground.
Okay. Boom! All of the ravens suddenly convert. They're sitting on your head, they're sitting on your shoulders, and they're picking away at the millet. And Ricky yells, "Yay!"
He's just chirping yay. Like,
well, you don't know what you're saying. I mean, you're just
oh yeah, he has no idea what he's saying. He's
Raven.
just mimicking like whatever they're saying.
Yep. Okay, so
Food,
they
food,
eat
food.
millet, and after a while, they begin to fly away.
You see how easy it was to avoid a conflict and just respect the needs of the natural world. And I'm
You
going to
can-
glare at the turtle.
You can eat raven. It's crow you're supposed to avoid.
Look, I can't say one way. The needs of the natural world, not really my purview, but the needs of me is a full night's sleep. So if you're gonna wake me up, it better be something better than feeding the local wildlife. That's all. That's all I have to say. And I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay, so Tycho, not Tycho.
No, Tycho is
Oh, it is
100%.
Tycho. Okay, I got it. So Tycho rolls back into the bedroll, goes back to sleep. However, that did interrupt the long rest for you and for Jake.
Rip.
Good thing I didn't use any spells yesterday.
Yeah.
Can we let them sleep in to recover from that?
No, it's okay.
Yeah, we just won't wake them until a little bit later.
Tired in the morning, it's fine.
So but the thing is that the sun rises and you get up at your regular time, so no long rest for you guys.
Oh,
All right, so
hate
sleepy.
nature.
All right, so you sleepily head back out of the bamboo clearing and back onto the road, and you start continuing your quest to go and reach the tower of the evil wizard or sorcerer or warlock that they've sent you toward. Let's see. And nothing happens the next day. So you're walking higher and higher into the mountains on day 2, and you make camp, and you have the same order of things. And this time, you're able to get the long rest for everybody. Does that bring everybody up to full, or are you back up to 8?
Yeah, that
Okay.
should put me up to full hit points.
On day 3, as you are walking along, there are 3 goblins who are standing in the road, or 2 of them are sitting down, one's standing, and so you actually see them at quite a distance as you're walking up the road, and they just seem to be watching you guys approach.
As we get closer, I would like to keep an eye out to the sides of the road to see if there are any more goblins waiting in ambush.
I'll just plod along. I'll try to take the lead and start plodding right towards them.
Okay.
I'm going to be way more careful about goblins this time and look out for tripwires and kind of stay away from obvious shinies, but we'll see how well that works.
Okay. So you start to get into range, and they all take out short bows, and they say, "Stop where you are."
It takes.
I stop.
I will slow down, but continue moving forward.
Okay.
So it looks like it takes me a while to stop.
All right, and Jake, you hear a kind of a rustling off in the bamboo to the side, and it seems like it's moving to behind where you guys are.
Now, friends, there's no need for this. We simply wish to pass.
Now you're coming into the territory of the evil sorcerer wizard.
It is the evil sorcerer wizard with whom we wish to peacefully speak.
Well, I don't know. The warlock wizard doesn't just talk to anybody who comes along down the path.
But the warlock wizard sorcerer must have some method for which he speaks with guests.
Guess it
Otherwise-
is. They have to have an interesting topic to talk to him about.
What?
Oh.
Have I spoken with oh jeez. I would mesmerize you with my masters upon Munster. It's with, like I have plenty of treatises upon cheese. I would be happy to speak with them upon many subjects, touching upon tyromancy. Like what
We're
interests
also
your
sorcerer
master?
warlock wizards.
I'm continuing to approach.
Evil, yes.
Okay. So they say, so you do what with cheese?
And literally everything. I mean, I cast magic spells. I give good advice upon pairings with both wine and beer. I make recommendations upon appropriation. It's
Literally,
no, I feel like sculpture.
everything.
Well, okay. Let's touch upon the subject of sculpture for a second. I think that is a waste of good cheese. If you need to make a sculpture,
maybe not, but let's see it.
I'm gonna
which bit?
Start dropping
Cheese.
back a little bit.
Okay, cheese sculpture.
Oh, okay. Look, friend, I think we might have a little bit of an irreconcilable difference here. Like I said, I believe cheese sculpture to be a waste of good cheese. If you need a cheese sculpture, go to some shit fair. I have no time for such trivialities.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be okay?
knew?
Oh, do you want a cheese sculpture? Fine, I can do that. I'm going to make a minor illusion of a sculpture of myself as Swiss with like little pucks and everything like that, just giving 2 middle fingers to the goblins, because that's what I think of cheese sculpture.
Okay, so they
it's a
are
travesty.
so impressed. They're
Right?
like, they're like, Rozzy, come out and take a look at this. And there's another goblin comes out from behind, and their jaws drop. They are so impressed, and that is the point at which Ian, because they're so distracted by the cheese sculpture, they
Illusion.
forget to, well, yeah, by the illusion of you being a cheese sculpture, giving them both fingers. They forget to shoot you and kill you, and you actually arrive next to them.
I will turn so I'm next to them, facing our group.
Okay, there's an awesome cheese statue there which you haven't seen yet, but yeah, there's a picture of Tycho has transformed himself into a sculpture of Swiss cheese, giving
it's
everyone
like
the finger.
Buddy Christ, except for instead of thumbs up, it's just middle fingers.
Okay.
This
I
is a
look at-
kid-friendly show.
I look at Tycho and go,
I don't know what that was. It switched to Allah when you did the hand signal. I don't know that. Yep.
Huh?
They say, yes, no, you are absolutely the sorts of people that the sorcerer, wizard, warlock loves to talk to. If you can sculpt cheese with such tremendous skill, we will send a messenger up ahead, and it will, Razu, in other words, and let him know that you're on your way. And so Razu begins to depart back into the bamboo forest. What do you do?
Razu, get on with it. Will be a while if the rest of you. Our friend here is very slow. We best get on now so that we can make it in time to not upset.
Perhaps you could just take us there instead of taking a message.
No, I suppose we could do that.
I think that would be preferable.
Very well. This is the leader. Razu, lead them to the wizard sorcerer. And so he takes the lead. He pulls out ahead of you for quite a while, and he stops and he waits as
Pell catches back up.
Pell catches back up again. And then he goes on ahead. He waits as you guys catch back up again. And so and he keeps trying to talk to Gabe, and he keeps sort of trying to poke the Swiss cheese. He's trying to poke his finger into the holes in the Swiss cheese as you guys are going along.
I'll be completely honest. The Swiss cheese illusion, I had to leave that behind. I can't move it with me. But
oh, okay, all right. So you've left that behind. So how'd you do that?
But, look, okay. Well, a little bit of conjuration, a little bit of imagination, expertise in the various, the flavors of cheese. What was it? Someone in the chat said,
you just start out. You just start out with a block of cheese and then cut away everything that doesn't look like yourself.
Well, really, you have to imagine that you are just releasing the form from the cheese when you do these things. You can't just go and take the block of cheese and then cut, because that's just mere savagery. What you have to do is imagine the being that wants to be is already present within the cheese, and then just free it.
Well, okay. I'm going to give that a try back home.
I suppose. I mean, you could start small.
I'd start small.
Yes,
okay.
Like a little block. It's cheaper too.
Yeah, well, we've got goats.
Well, I recommend actually goat cheese, really soft, kind of crumbly. If you can find yourself like a nice hard cheddar, it's best for starting.
Okay, well, with that,
I really can't condone just using cheese. You should just.
He seems discouraged. He's looking discouraged now.
Oh man.
So he sort of
everyone starts somewhere. So
yeah, he plods.
The important thing,
now he's plodding along at Pell's speed with his head down.
I mean, the important thing is that you have a vision, and then whatever material is available, cheese, soap,
flesh.
It's kind of it's spongy.
I would
not that I would know anything about such things.
Okay, so with Razu leading the way, disconsolate that there is no sort of cheese that he can use to make a sculpture, you guys continue heading along the way. It would be a little early for us to stop now, but we've only got 20 more minutes. So I would suggest that we go ahead and cut it off here, and then you guys can reach the Tower of the Mysterious Magic User next session.
Okay.
Works for me.
Yeah.
I would like to propose that I look like a captive Kenku, because apparently they've been capturing Kenku. So Ricky's gonna tie his hands together and then just hand Asha the rope.
Ricky, I think that's a fantastic idea. I also noticed that the captive Kenku there, they also had their beaks tied. Should we do that also? I'm just saying, for authenticity's sake. It seemed that. Well, okay, I thought you had a great idea, but I mean, if you don't want to go, all into it, that's really up to you.
All no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, so Ricky actually figures out a way to make some sort of bamboo manacles that are not attached with the middle part, so that you can actually move your hands freely.
Yeah.
You can look like you're tied up by holding your hands together.
He's an expert in disguise and that sort of trickery. So.
Okay. All right. So you get that set up. What else is everyone else doing for the approach to the tower? Now the tower looks down over the road. So if you go up the road, you're going to be visible from the tower.
But we have a goblin escort, right? So
you have a goblin escort and you have an apparent Kenku captive.
I would like to ask the samurai if he would like to dedicate himself to my god service for the next 24 hours.
Only the next 24 hours?
Yes.
I'd ask what god.
Yeah. What? Who is your god?
The storm god.
So why
I don't
would
know that much about the storm god.
I
What
don't know,
can you tell me of your religion?
It sounds pretty good though, Storm God. That's
I mean, it
that's
doesn't sound bad.
that's a big selling point.
So as I'm telling him, I cast ceremony over the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
So what does your ceremony do? Does it just invite him into the order, or
No,
are you marrying him?
It gives him a D4 bonus to all his saves for 24
Oh.
hours.
Nice.
Well,
Although
I would say
believe
that
that use of ceremony can only be done once. I can't then unconvert and reconvert.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, it seems like we've got to go to inn. We've got the goblin escort. We've got Ricky being a captive. I would say we take this opportunity. Perhaps we can actually just speak with him and on friendly terms and see what this is all about, and maybe come to some sort of equitable resolution.
Hey, evil.
I mean, perhaps not, but it's worth a shot. Well, who says he's evil? Maybe he has a particularly good reason. I mean, who knows? Maybe he knows something we don't about the evils of Kenku. I don't know. Let's go. You know, we'll keep all options on the table. We'll be ready with our samurai weapons and our thunderbolts and our magic spells and stuff like that. But maybe we can do this peacefully.
So while you're making
I
the
don't really
case,
believe this, but I think we can.
while you're making the case for peacefulness, a wind begins to blow through the bamboo, and it sort of circles around Kanjiro, and so his robes that he's wearing under the armor begin to blow and flap a little bit as Pell continues to slowly talk about the storm god.
Like that fluttering anime thing?
Yeah, so unless you stop, Pell, in order to reserve that for later, you're going to manage the ceremony.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Is this a good kind of fluttering or an ominous kind of fluttering?
It's a power kind of fluttering. It is ruffling your feathers a little.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so there's the setup, and you guys are going to head up to the
talk to this evil sorcerer,
warlock wizard. Yep.
You said you what?
We're gonna go try and talk to him, I guess.
That sounds like it's everyone's plan except for Ian's.
Ian's plan might be to think that have him think that we're going to talk to him, and then do other things that aren't talking. That works with my strategy as well.
I think it's just that Ian knows how things are going to go down.
Yeah, I'm not all that optimistic either, but
oh yeah, nor am I.
Oh yeah,
one must try.
This is why I'm hiding knives under all my feathers.
Okay, so you guys get up to the gate, and there is a hobgoblin standing by the gate, and he looks at Ricky. He looks at the rest of you guys. And
I'm gonna yank on Ricky's rope.
You what?
I'm gonna yank on Ricky's rope aggressively.
Okay.
Like as if I'm like torturing the prisoner.
We come bearing gifts.
Okay. So he says, what are you doing?
We're here to see your master.
Bringing a gift, and I point at Ricky.
And talking about cheese.
You're going to give him a kenku?
Sure.
Ricky, at this point, you begin to not be sure about your map skills.
Okay. Cool. Tight.
Oh man. Who is it you serve?
We serve the where it's It's the monastery of the second moon.
Are we supposed to know what that is?
We might be in the wrong place.
Sorcerer guy, right?
Wait, didn't we have a goblin leading us?
Yes,
Yeah.
the goblin is still there. And Razu says yes, they're here to discuss cheese sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
does
think there might have been some sort of misunderstanding.
Goblin and Hobgoblin, they seem to know each other.
Yes, they do. And the hobgoblin says, "Well, I suppose that's a worthy topic for discussion." And he opens up the gate.
Oh,
Do you go in?
I'd like to ask some more questions first.
Okay.
You seem to be confused when my compatriots presented our Kenku friend. Is your
Yes.
master not collecting them?
No.
I'd like to
perhaps we have found the wrong tower.
You want to make a what?
An insight check to see if he's lying to me.
Okay. He's telling you a half truth.
If not Kenku, then what is it your master does collect?
All right. The hobgoblin says he collects facts, and that's true.
I guess the door's still open.
Door's still open. Hobgoblin's ushering you guys in.
I go inside.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, suppose I have plenty of facts. This should be fun, and I'll go in as well.
Okay. All right. Let's pick this up next time.
Oh yes.
And we'll find out what's in the so-called monastery of the second moon.
Dun dun dun.
Sounds good.
All right.
We'll see if that cheese is moldy.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys in
everyone.
2 weeks on this one, 1 week on the Swords and Wizardry Party, unless it's during Gary Con. So we'll
should be right before.
Yeah.
Should be right before, unless people are flying out early.
I'm probably flying out early. I'm not sure about it.
But that's a Wednesday, and
I mean, really early.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out and
We'll let
let
y'all
everybody
know.
All right. Bye, everyone.